पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। So even just reciting this one verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita gives immense pleasure to the heart. It's a very melodious, very sweet verse. And we start our session by remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his associates. And what I have observed in the past few days that the attendance for our session is reducing very drastically. So maybe because it is summer vacation and people are going out, or maybe some philosophy is getting more deeper. That is why people are turning out. I don't know, but Chaitanya Charitamrita is very, very sweet. Yes, Prabhuji, you want to say something?
Escaping. Escaping
from what? You cannot escape from the clutches of Maya. So no use of escaping from any session. So I request those who are not present live, but maybe they are watching the sessions afterwards, YouTube live, what we are sending on YouTube. So I request all the participants. I will be requesting in the group also once, but please do attend the sessions, because, even just as every time I say, just by listening to the verses, just by reading the verses, just by meditating on the, even if not philosophy, even by meditating on the stories, on the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, our mind, our intelligence, our entire body, everything gets very much purified. And we can we can do progress in bhakti in a very high speed. So attending to these sessions, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, is a very, those who are attending, those are very fortunate. And thanks to you all for joining the session. Okay, let us not waste much time in that. I'll share my screen. Does anybody remember where we are? What are we reading recently? What is going on? Yes, Shobha.
Between Narada Muni and Budari the hunter, whole episode was going on. How association of a few devotees.
How did we reach to this story? Why this story has come up?
Atmaram was the verse.
Atmaram verse. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining the Atmaram verse. To whom? To whom is he explaining? Anybody else can answer?
Sanatan Goswami Mataji?
Yes, he is explaining this verse to Sanatan Goswami. Before this also, he has explained this verse to somebody else. Who was that?
Rupa Goswami.
No.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Yeah. At that time, he had explained the verse in 18 different ways. But that was not very elaborately discussed in Chaitanya Charitamrita as such. That will come in Chaitanya Bhagavat. But we saw the summary of that he explained the verse in 18 different verses. Now in this chapter, how many different types, how many different explanations of this verse is giving? What is the name of the chapter? 64. Does anybody remember?
64, Mataji.
Explanation of the Atmarama verse.
In how many ways?
64.
Is it 64?
Yes, Mataji, 64.
Okay. Nearly close. It is 61.
61.
61. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody remember the Atmaram verse? Anybody has memorized that verse? Anybody? It's a very important verse from Bhagavatam, and for our personal spiritual upliftment also, this verse is very important. Okay, I don't think you have memorized it. So I will share my screen. Please, I want 3 people to raise their hands to just read the verse, and then maybe one person can read the translation. So that way, and I would request you to please go through, please memorize this verse if possible. Yes, Sudha Mataji, please read the verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranta Api Urukrame Purvanti Ahaitu Bhakti Itam Bhota Guno Hari.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Atma Ramascha Muniyo Nirgrantha Api Urukrame Kurvanti Ahetukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi.
Yes.
Hare
One
Krishna
more
Mataji.
person, please. Thank you, Prabhuji. One more person.
Shall I, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, please read.
Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranta Api Ukrame Urukrame Kurvanti Ahitukim Bhaktim Ittam Bhutagano Harihi.
Hari.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Can somebody read the translation? Please read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, please read.
Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. Those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by external material desires are also attracted to the loving service of Sri Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental and whose activities are wonderful. Hari, the personality of Godhead, is called Krishna because he has such transcendentally attractive features. Purport: this is a famous Atmaram verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.10. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. So this verse, if you read it simply, it feels very simple. Yes, who is Atmaram? A person who is self-satisfied person, who is not attracted to any material desires. He is a Muni. Atmaram is a Atmaram, self-satisfied. Muni means he is self-controlled. He does not have any material desires. And what is he doing? He is performing devotional service. Nirgantra api urukram. He is performing the devotional service onto the Supreme Personality of Lord Sri Krishna without any of his personal motives. He has no material desire, so he is not doing that worship for his own, for gaining something, but just to perform the devotional service, because that is our that is our basic nature, right? That is what is the story behind this particular verse, right? And who is this Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, to whom he is worshipping? The Itham Bhuta, the so wonderful to attract. So the wonderful Sri Krishna, whose all the qualities, gunas, his pastimes, his name, form, pastimes, everything is very, very attractive. To this personality of Godhead, this person who is an Atmaram and a Muni is performing devotional service without any personal motivations. This is a very simplest explanation of this verse. And that is the only explanation I can give with my limited fund of knowledge. Yes, because that is what I read. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining this particular verse in 61 different types. So all glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's out of our reach. It's out of our control to even understand the verse in so many different ways. So we saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining this particular verse with so many different meanings of the word Atma. So many different meanings of the word Urukrame, so many different meanings of the word Hari. And for every 11 words are there in the verse. And every word has so many different meanings. And combining all the meanings and attaching the different conjunctions in between. Which are the 2 conjunctions in between? Does anybody remember? Many times we have gone through those conjunctions which are joining the words.
Chapi.
Cha and api.
Api.
Huh?
Api.
So only by attaching these two words in different ways, and this cha and api also has their own meanings. And when those individual meanings are connected with these words, so many different meanings of the entire verse come out. And that is why the people, for those who are the mental speculators, those who are the Mayavadis, those who are different, those who are not exactly performing bhakti, they use this verse to satisfy their own personal motives. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declares that any meaning you take of this verse, any meaning you take, ultimately, when that bhakti word comes with that, when that bhakti to Lord Krishna comes, attaches with that verse, then only the completion of that word happens. That verse happens. Then only the complete meaning of that verse can be understood. That means ultimately he is declaring that devotional service unto the Lord is the only means of getting liberation. You may be wanting Brahman liberation, realization. You may be wanting to satisfy the supreme soul, super soul in our body. Whatever is your intention, everything can get satisfied only with bhakti, only with performing devotional service unto Lord Sri Krishna. That is the ultimate summary of this particular entire chapter. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives so many scriptural shlokas along with that for the explanation of the verse. Yeah, so we have seen so many of them. Then finally, now he is coming. There are so many ways of meanings of the word Atma. And one of the meaning of this verse, Atma, is what? The body. Yeah. And this body, so there are so many bodies, types of bodies. The body of a person, body of a deer, body of a plant, this and that. And all these souls, all these bodies, they perform devotional service unto the Lord. And the word urukrame, one of the meaning of the word urukrame means what? Very poor. And those who are very poor, they do not have money. In those days, in old days, what they used to do? They used to hunt animals. So hunting was their profession because they were very poor. Mostly people did not do hunting for their pleasure. Who did hunting for pleasures? The big kings, the various kings only, right? Those people used to go for hunting for just for pleasure. But the very poor people, they used to hunt animals for their livelihood. So such one very poor person who was a hunter, and these poor people also, when they are in a bad association, the outcome is bad. And when they get association of poor devotees, how transformation happens into them. That is the story which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to us when this Mrugari comes in association with Narad Muni and how his life completely gets transformed. That is the point which now currently we are discussing. So after a long time, now we'll rush to the story. So again, before exactly going to the story, I would like to read, or we will read the story from the beginning without any explanation till the part where we have finished, completed last time. So somebody please read these translations in a very, we'll only read the translation to get the story. Who wants to read?
Mataji, what's a reference, Mataji? I can see in the book. What's a reference?
This is shloka number 230.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, Arun Prabhuji, can you read, please? I will just scroll up and you go on reading the translations.
Sure, Madhya, Hare Krishna. Once upon a time, the great saint Narada, after visiting Lord Narayana in the Vaikuntha's, went to Prayag to bathe at the confluence of three rivers, the Ganges, Yamuna, and Saraswati. A deer was lying on the path to the forest, and that it was pierced by an arrow. It had broken legs and was twisting much due to much pain. Farther ahead, Narad Muni saw a boar pierced by an arrow. Its legs were also broken, and it was
Twisting in.
and it was twisting in pain.
Yeah, in between I cannot hear you, Prabhuji. Okay. Please, anybody else who is unmute, please mute yourself.
Is it
Hare
audible
Krishna,
now?
Mataji.
Yeah.
Great Mataji.
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
When he went further, he saw a rabbit. Narad Muni was greatly pained at heart to see.
Prabhuji, I think you do not have a stable connection.
Here connection is not stable. So if someone else can read Mataji, that
Yes,
Hare
Shobha
Krishna.
Mataji, can you please read? Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam, Krishna's Kaviraj Gosam ki Jai. Do you want me to read the translation or the shloka 233?
Only translations. Only translation.
Okay, okay.
This is already covered yesterday. We are just getting the gist of the story. Yes.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. When Narada Muni advanced further, he saw a hunter behind a tree. This hunter was holding arrows and he was ready to kill more animals. The hunter's body was blackish. He had reddish eyes and he appeared fierce. It was as if the superintendent of death, Yamaraja, was standing there with a bow and arrow in his hands. When Narada Muni left the forest path and went to the hunter, all the animals immediately saw him and fled. When all the animals fled, the hunter wanted to chastise Narada with abusive language, but due to Narada's presence, he could not utter anything abusive. The hunter addressed Narada Muni, O Goswami, O great saintly person, why have you left the general path through the forest to come to me? Simply by seeing you, all the animals I was hunting was now fled. Narada Muni replied, leaving the path, I have come to you to settle a doubt that is in my mind. I was wondering whether all the boars and other animals that are half killed belong to you.
The hunter replied,
The hunter replied, yes, what you are saying is so. Narada Muni then inquired, why did you not kill the animals completely? Why did you half kill them by piercing their bodies with arrows? The hunter replied, my dear saintly person, my name is Mrigari, enemy of animals. My father taught me to kill them in that way. When I see half-killed animals suffer, I feel great pleasure. Narada Muni then told the hunter, I have one thing to beg of you. The hunter replied, you may take whatever animal or anything else you would like.
So this person is thinking that Narad Muni is begging something, means he wants some dead animals. So yes, please go ahead.
I have many skins. If you would like them, I shall give you either a deer skin or a tiger skin. Narada Muni said, I do not want any of the skins. I am asking only one thing from you in charity. I beg you that from this day on you will kill animals completely and not leave them half dead.
Why? He's telling the reason.
Why? The hunter replied, my dear sir, what are you asking of me? What is wrong with the animals lying there half killed? Will you please explain this to me? Narada Muni replied, if you leave the animals half dead, you are purposefully giving them pain. Therefore, you will have to suffer in retaliation.
Yes, this is so important verse. The explanation is already done, but just in a small, that whatever we do, that comes back. And to suffer that, we have to take many, many births again and again. That is why we should not do any wrong to any person. Yes.
Narada Muni continued, my dear hunter, your business is killing animals. That is a slight offense on your part. But when you consciously give them unnecessary pain by leaving them half dead, you incur very great sins. Narada Muni continued, all the animals that you have killed and given unnecessary pain will kill you one after the other in your next life and in life after life. In this way, through the association of the great sage Narada Muni, the hunter was a little convinced of a sinful activity. He therefore became somewhat afraid due to his offenses.
Now you got afraid. Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Yes.
The hunter then admitted that he was convinced of a sinful activity and he said, I have been taught this business from my very childhood. Now I am wondering how I can become freed from these unlimited volumes of sinful activity.
So this is where the part of Guru comes in. As soon as we realize that, oh, my life is not correct, or I'm lacking in my spiritual consciousness or anything, immediately we should surrender to the Guru and ask him questions. Yeah. When we say Tadvidhi Pranipratena Pariprashnena Sevaya, what is that Pariprashnena Sevaya? We are asking the Guru, please guide me, tell me how I can get out of this, or how I can make my spiritual enhancement. So unknowingly, here Murgari is accepting Narad Muni as his Guru. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
The hunter continued, My dear sir, please tell me how I can be relieved from the reactions of my sinful life. Now I fully surrender unto you and fall down at your lotus feet. Please deliver me from sinful reactions.
Yes. 2, 3 more.
Narada Muni assured the hunter, If you listen to my instructions, I will find the way you can be liberated.
But the thing is that you have to surrender to the Guru and listen to what Guru is saying. That means accept his instructions. Don't just listen from this year and leave it out. No, then that is not surrendering to the Guru. Whatever solution he is giving, you have to apply that. That is important. That is called as surrendering onto the Guru. Yes.
The hunter then said, My dear sir, whatever you say, I shall do.
Narad Muni immediately ordered.
Narada Muni immediately ordered him, First of all, break your bow. Then I shall tell you what is to be done.
So first of all, whatever you're doing wrong, correct it first. So you're using bow and arrow to kill the animals. First of all, break that bow. Once the wrong thing has been stopped, then how to recover from the sins. That comes the second part. Okay. 2 more
The
shlokas.
hunter replied, If I break my bow, how shall I maintain myself? Narada Muni replied, Do not worry. I shall supply all your food every day.
So you need not worry. The Lord supplies automatically, just as He is taking care of so many species of different species of animals. Yeah, He will take care of us also. We need not worry. This is the last shloka which was done yesterday. We will, yes, Mataji, please read the translation. And then we'll start reading the shlokas. Yes.
Being thus assured by the great sage Narada Muni, the hunter broke his bow, immediately fell down at the saint's lotus feet and fully surrendered. After this, Narada Muni raised him with his hand and gave him instruction for spiritual advancement.
Yes. So unless you surrender onto the Guru, he is not going to give you any instructions. Just blindly saying that I will surrender to you is not. The Guru should have faith in you that now you will follow his instructions. Then he gives the instructions. Okay. So let us start for today. Now devotees may raise hands for reading. Thank you, Shobha Mataji. Very nicely read.
Shall I
Sudha
read this one sloka and go, Mataji?
Yeah. You want to read this and go? Okay.
Yeah.
259. Yes.
Dhareghiya brahmane deha yata achedana
Mataji, CCTV. CCTV.
Eka vastra pari pahira ho dui jana. Dhareghiya brahmane deha yata achedana Eka vastra pari pahira ho dui jana. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Narada Muni then advised the hunter, return home and distribute whatever riches you have to the pure Brahmanas who know the absolute truth. After you have distributed all your riches to the Brahmanas, you and your wife should leave home, each of you taking only one cloth to wear. Should I read the purport?
Yes.
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. This is the process of renunciation at the stage of Vanaprastha. After enjoying householder life for some time, the husband and wife must leave home and distribute their riches to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. One can keep his wife as an assistant in the Vanaprastha stage. The idea is that The wife will assist the husband in spiritual advancement. Therefore, Narada Muni advised the hunter to adopt the Vanaprastha state and leave home. It is not that a Grihastha should live at home until he dies. Vanaprastha is primarily preliminary to sannyasa. In the Krishna conscious movement, there are many young couples engaged in the Lord's service. Eventually, they are supposed to take Vanaprastha, and after the Vanaprastha stage, the husband may take sannyasa in order to preach. The wife may then remain alone and serve the deity or engage in other activities within the Krishna conscious movement. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Dandavat Pranams Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So here is a very important instruction for even though we call ourselves as householders, Gruhasthas, the Vanaprastha has to be accepted by all the Gruhasthas. Now, what practically I have heard from my Guru Maharaj and from other Varishta Bhaktas, Varishta devotees, senior devotees, is that practically in this Kali Yuga, taking Vanaprastha and leaving home, just leave your kids, leave your everything and go away. Go to the jungle, go to some place. Where will you go? There are no jungles. There is no such place where you can build a small hut and live there, stay there with your wife, leave everything, leave all the riches and all. This is not possible. So for current age, for this Kali Yuga age, the correct way of Vanaprastha ashram is that you may stay at your home. If it is possible to leave, go and stay in the temple or take a small home near the temple and serve the temple, that is okay. But practically, if for the Grihasthas, it is not, we are not able to leave the home physically, at least we should get ourselves out of the worldly affairs with our mentally. We should, that means if when do you take Vanaprastha ashram? When your kids grow. They are self-sufficient, they are independent, they are working, they are earning. They are now no more dependent on you. That is the position, that is the point when you can take Vanaprastha ashram. And now in taking Vanaprastha ashram means what? Now, after that point, you need not interfere in their matters. You need not tell them how to use their money. You have taught them self enough in their childhood till they grew up to their age of earning. But now they can take care of their things. They can take care of their family. They can take care of their kids. What is your role in the family? You are just acting as one of the family members staying in the house and completely focus on the spiritual affairs, spiritual spiritual growth, rather than putting our mind in what a particular person is doing, right? We have seen so many aged people, even at the age of 80, 85, they're completely, you should cook what I want. You should give your salary to me when you get it on the first of every month. You should purchase different things only by asking me. So this is not the stage of Vanaprastha ashram. This is not a case of Vanaprastha ashram. That is pure attachment to the material things. Yeah? So currently what we can do is just get detached from everything and stay in the house. Stay there, stay with your family, but your mind should be completely absorbed in Krishna. That is how we can take Vanaprastha ashram. But for those who can leave the house and go, it is always advised, Prabhupada advises that you leave the house and go and stay in some secluded place where you can just meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna. And at that time, what you should do, you should give up all the riches. You should give up whatever you have to the, just as Rupa Goswami has told, how to distribute our riches, right? 50% you should give to the temples, for the spiritual activities. Then 50% to your family members, 50% to the other relatives. This is how you should distribute your wealth and just leave the house. So Narada Muni advises here to Mrugari, because unless he gives out these riches, unless whatever he had, actually he was a poor person, but still whatever he had, unless he gives it out, that attachment to those things will not go. That is why he tells him to break the bow also. Unless that bow is broken, that attachment with the bow will not go. That is how the Guru advises to instructs the disciple. Next shloka. Padma Mataji. Padma Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Mother. Number
Yes, please read.
260.
260, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. नदी तीरे एक खानी कुटीरा करिया तारे आगे एक पिंडी तुलसी रूपिया. So, translation by Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. Narada Muni continued, leave your home and go to the river. There you should construct a small cottage, and in front of the cottage you should grow a tulsi plant on a raised platform. Thank you, Mataji.
So your attachment should not be with the house. Even after leaving your current house, you're taking vanaprasthashram, you're going and settling in a forest, and you want all the comforts in the house, then that is not vanaprasthashram. Okay? So you should leave all the comforts, you should leave all the riches, just build a small house just to have some sort of shelter on your head. That is the only purpose of having the house or small hut, and completely focus on devotional activities. And the devotional activities begins by watering the tulsi plant, by worshipping the tulsi plant. So that is what this is for us also. As Grihasthas also, we should perform these activities. Yes. Sudha Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. तुलसी परिक्रमा करा तुलसी सेवना निरंतर कृष्ण नामा करिहा कीर्तना. Translation and purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. After planting the tulsi tree before your house, you should daily circumambulate that tulsi plant, serve her by giving her water and other things, and continuously chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Purport. This is the beginning of spiritual life. After leaving householder life, one may go to a holy place such as the bank of the Ganges or Yamuna and erect a small cottage. A small cottage can be constructed without any expenditure. 4 logs serving a pillar as pillars can be secured by any man from the forest. The roof can be covered with leaves and one can cleanse the inside. Thus, one can live very peacefully. In any condition, any man can live in a small cottage, plant a tulsi tree, water it in the morning, offer it prayers, and continuously chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thus, one can make vigorous spiritual advancement. This is not at all difficult. One simply has to follow the instructions of the spiritual master strictly. Then everything will be successful in due course of time. As far as eating is concerned, there is no problem. If Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, supplies everyone with eatables, why should he not supply his devotee? Sometimes a devotee will not even bother to construct a cottage. He will simply go to live in a mountain cave. One may live in a cave, in a cottage beside a river, in a palace, or in a big city like New York or London. In any case, a devotee can follow the instructions of his spiritual master and engage in devotional service by watering the tulsi plant and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Taking the advice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, one can go to any part of the world and instruct people to become devotees of the Lord by following the regulative principles, worshipping the Tulsi plant, and continuously chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So it's not that only we should perform devotional service for our upliftment. See, when we had our own duties, we were very busy with earning our livelihood, very busy cooking, very busy taking care of the kids, very busy educating them in material as well as spiritual ways, right? But as soon as we take vanaprasthashram, what are the responsibilities to us? No responsibilities. Then at that time, we should take care of both the things, not only our spiritual upliftment, but also educating others about or preaching others about Krishna consciousness. So as soon as you become 50 years of age, even whether you leave the house or you don't leave the house, whether you stay in the jungle or you stay in some big city, whether you live in a small hut or in a big flat or a bungalow, that does not matter. Because you are giving away your duties, because there are no more attachments, no more responsibilities. Your biggest responsibility is that perform your sadhana nicely as well as preach others, bring more and more people in Krishna consciousness. That becomes the first duty of every vanaprastha. Okay, so those who are at that age, please take care. Please see that we are preaching nicely to other people and bringing more and more people, giving them benefit of Krishna consciousness. Yes, let us go ahead. 262, Uma Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Ami thomaya bahu anna patainu dine sei anna labeyata kaudu ijane. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Narada Muni continued, every day I shall send sufficient food to you both. You can take as much food as you want. Purport. When a person takes to Krishna consciousness, there is no need to care for material necessities. Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyami. I personally carry all necessities to my devotees. Why should one be anxious about the necessities of life? The principle should be that one should not want more than what is absolutely necessary. Narada Muni advised the hunter to accept only what is absolutely necessary for him and his wife. The devotee should always be alert to consume only those things that he absolutely requires and not create unnecessary needs.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
So there is a very recent example of one devotee who, after maybe his age was some 60, 65, I will not name the devotee, I will not name the his spiritual master. But even after getting so old, 60, 65, the devotee's wife dies. She goes back to some other planets or whatever, her new destination. His both son and daughter are married and well settled in US. And then he is alone at house, and his Guru Maharaj asked him to now leave the house and come and stay in the temple, do some services in the temple, and the temple will take care of him. Right? What does one person at the age of 60 need? He needs what? Some food, some medical help, and an emotional help. So emotional help, the devotees are there, medical help will always be there, food will always be there, prasadam is always there. Just come, stay here, leave all your duty, leave all your worries, and completely get absorbed in your devotional activities. But unfortunately, the devotee says, no, I cannot leave my house because in now Diwali is coming up, my daughter will come, my son will come, my grandchildren will come. Now I have to play with them. I have to give my association to them. I should take care of them. They will be completely dependent on me. And he rejects the instruction of his spiritual master. So this situation should not occur in our life, right? Because this is the greatest opportunity. Why not make this birth as our last birth? Why not return back to Krishna just after this birth? And what is required? Just follow the instructions of the Guru. Once you follow the instructions of the Guru, the destination is very clear. Yeah. So this was just an example which that came into my mind. So I just thought to say it out. Okay.
Mataji, that applies to a man when he's alone, when the wife is dead. What about a woman?
A woman is always under the shelter. She cannot just leave the house and take vanaprasthashram. Yeah. Till her husband is there. When she is not married, she is always under the protection of her parents. When she is married, she is under the protection of her husband, and later under the protection of her kids. Yes. So she should not leave the house and go. But she should perform all the devotional services from where she is.
Yes.
Right? She should not give out, I cannot take vanaprasthashram, so I cannot go to the temple, I cannot serve, I cannot meditate, I cannot chant. These are all excuses. No, you have to perform all the activities, but stay with your family.
Family. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Whose chance it is? Navkishori Mataji, is it up? Please read, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Dandavat.
ताभिषी मृगाडी तीने नारदा शिष्टा कैला शिष्टा धाना मृगाडी तीने धाना पालैला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The three animals that were half killed were then brought to their consciousness by the sage Narada. Indeed, the animals got up and swiftly fled. Yes. Mataji, I want to say something. Yes. Like I'm from South Africa, and I saw in a Durban temple the women, whoever want to dedicate themselves to the devotional life, they are staying in the temple. Mataji.
Okay. No, so, that is an that is not a rule. It is a generalized rule. Means the lady should not force herself to just leave the house and go. But if there are some facilities where she can be nicely taken care of, and she's getting completely spiritual environment. Like the temple is
Yes,
providing a
Mataji.
facility for them to come and stay.
Yes, Mataji.
Actually, she can always go because she is under the protection of, see what we said, that lady should be always under the protection of her father, husband or child. When she goes to
Yes,
the temple and stays, and if the facilities are there, she's taking the shelter of the eternal father. She's taking shelter of Krishna and staying there. Yeah, but this
Sure,
facility
Mataji.
is not available for every temple around in all the countries. Yeah, for some few temples, if they are offering these facilities, it is the ultimate thing which we should means the most important thing which we should do is to just leave the responsibilities and stay in the temple. Yeah, but this
Okay,
is not
Mataji.
generally available in all the centers of ISKCON also.
Yeah, so there's an option
Mm.
also for women.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, let us go ahead.
Thank
264.
you, Mataji.
Krishnamurti Prabhuji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranav Mataji.
And
देखिया व्याधेर मने ऐला चमत्कारा कार्य गेला व्याधा गुरु के कार्य नमस्कारा. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. When the hunter saw the half-killed animals flee, he was certainly struck with wonder. He then offered his respectful obeisance to the sage Narada and returned home. Hare Krishna Mataji.
thank you.
Mataji,
Now the hunter saw the potency of Narad Muni also. So he came to know that this person, Narad Muni, he was not knowing Narad Muni. Oh, this is Narad Muni. He's a very great sage. He's the greatest devotee of the Lord. He was unaware of all these things. But just by this action, Narad Muni said, told the animals, please get up and go. And the animal fled. Even after getting so much, they were half killed, but they got up, they recovered, and they went off. They ran away. So this is how he came to know the power of the pure devotee Narad. And that is why he could completely surrender on the. Okay, yes. Padma Mataji, please go ahead.
Mataji, one small clarification, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yatastane Narada Kila.
Mataji, 1 minute. Prabhuji is saying something actually.
Okay.
Mataji, last 3-4 verses. You are about the Vanaprastha. I am the fit person to get Vanaprastha.
Haribo.
Haribo. 80% of the responsibilities were not rendering by me. Everything is shared all my responsibility definitely. Only thing is leaving the house. Only leaving the house. So I am thinking that. So I have not get the path to how to live and where to live. So I am thinking that. Anyhow, I am involving the entire time in involving this Krishna consciousness only. The only thing.
So Prabhuji, the role of Guru is very important at this point.
Some problem is this. I have no Guru. I am the only Guru is Srila Prabhupada. No one is Guru. I am hearing classes and following the path. That's all.
Correct. But then there are so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are the next generation who are taking care of the new devotees, right? So whichever temple you are connected with, Prabhuji, maybe the best thing should be that you should contact the temple and if possible accept the Guru.
Regularly we have contact with Sheshadripuram ISKCON temple. Okay. Every week I used to go there. I have approached them. They have initiated first one. Then second they have not taken care. Still they were prolonging. I don't know why. Regularly.
Prabhuji, this is a personal our interaction. It's a personal question here. So maybe we can discuss about this after the session if you are okay with that. Yeah, let us continue with the flow of the story and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we can discuss it later, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Padma Mataji, please read.
Yes, Mataji. Shall I? There's some music. Yatastane Narada Kila Yada Khari Aila Naradera Upadeshe Shakala Karila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After all this, Narada Muni went to his destination. After the hunter returned home, he exactly followed the instructions of his spiritual master Narada. But for spiritual advancement, one must have a bona fide spiritual master and follow instructions in order to be assured of advancement. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Pranam.
This is what I was talking about for Prabhuji also. You should first accept a bona fide spiritual master and then follow his instructions, even for accepting Vanaprastha ashram. Okay. Yes. Next shloka, Sudha Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. ग्रामे ध्वनि हैला विद वैष्णव हैला ग्रामेरा लोक सब अन्ना आनीते लागिला. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The news that the hunter had become a Vaishnava spread all over the village. Indeed, all the villagers brought alms and presented them to the Vaishnava who had formerly been a hunter. Purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. It is the duty of the public to present a gift to a saintly person, Vaishnava or Brahmana, when going to see him. Every Vaishnava is dependent on Krishna, and Krishna is ready to supply all of life's necessities, provided a Vaishnava follows the principles set forth by the spiritual master. There are certainly many householders in our Krishna conscious movement. They join the movement and live in the society centers, but if they take advantage of this opportunity and do not work but live at the expense of the movement, eating prasadam and simply sleeping, they place themselves in a very dangerous position. It is therefore advised that Grahasthas should not live in the temple. They must live outside the temple and maintain themselves. Of course, if the Grahasthas are fully engaged in the Lord's service according to the directions of the authorities, there is no harm in their living in a temple. In any case, a temple should not be a place to eat and sleep. A temple manager should be very careful about these things. Thank you, Mataji.
So Prabhupada is speaking about the practical problems which the temples face. So there are all sorts of people who are trying to advance in their spiritual life. So some person may think that, okay, I want to take Vanaprasthashram, I'll just go in the temple and live. So how many people can a temple feed like that, without any other support, right? So any person who is trying to become dependent on the temple, it should not be a careless move that, okay, now what? The temple will take care of me. That should not be the attitude of going and taking Vanaprasthashram, right? So whatever are your earnings, whatever are your savings, use them for your further, maybe you can donate to the temples so that they can take care of you, because ultimately we have to be very practical also. And sentimentally taking the scriptures, picking up a point and just holding that point that, yes, this is my, now I am 55 or I am 60, I should take Vanaprasthashram. Now it is the responsibility of the temple to take care of me. That should not be the attitude. So that is again a practical problem that Prabhupada is speaking here about. Okay, now Kishori Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. एकादीन अन्ने दासापि सजने दीनतातलया याता खाया दुई जाने. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In one day, enough food was brought for 10 or 20 people, but the hunter and his wife would accept only as much as they could eat. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
So the previous shloka, one point I missed out to tell is that Krishna says what? Yoga Kshemam Vahameham. Because the desire was there for the hunter to give away his bad association, give away his bad karma, and take the shelter of the Lord. Lord provided him food. The villagers used to bring so much of food and give it to him. So he did not care for his livelihood anymore. He could completely focus on his on his spiritual this thing, right? And the next sloka says, but what is the responsibility of this person also? Even if I'm getting so much charity, right? Even if I'm getting so much charity, is it that I should accept everything and start my new storage? What the hunter did, he gave away all his riches. Whatever he had, he just distributed it and left the house to become a Vanaprastha. After becoming Vanaprastha, now if somebody is coming and giving you gifts, somebody is coming and giving you food, you have one blanket, somebody else is coming and giving you another blanket. The third person is also coming and giving you another blanket. Is it that now you should go and collecting those things and storing for your further life? No, that is not the correct move. So whatever you require, whatever is very, very essential, that things you should keep. The rest of the things you should give back. What are the duties of Brahmana? What are the duties of Brahmana? Pathan, Pathan. Do you know?
Patan, Yajan,
Yajan, and Dan, Pratigraha. What is Pathan, Pathan? Pathan means what? Read the scriptures. Pathan means what? Don't just read the scriptures. Teach the scriptures. Right? So that is what we are saying. You first do chanting. Give that chanting to others also. Make them chant. So Pathan and Pathan. Next is Yajan and Yajan. You do the yagya and make others also you do the yagya. You perform devotional activities, encourage others also to perform devotional activities. That is the duty of a Brahmana. What is the third? Dana Pratigraha. Accept dan. Accept charity. Because there is no other means for livelihood for a Brahmana. So only livelihood we can do is accept the charity. But how much? Only as much as required. The extra things, Pratigraha, give it out. Dana Pratigraha means accept the charity and give away whatever is extra to you. Don't keep it. Don't collect more and more with you. Then only you can be detached. Then only you can be very much tension free and perform your activities. Right? That is the same thing. These two pair, this Mrigari and his wife, used to accept only whatever is required, whatever is essential, and other things he used to give it out, give it away.
Mataji, in this context, they say even at home, we should not hoard things. We must give away what is not in use. We should keep on giving. No need to hoard in the house.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Whatever is extra, you should not be attached to things.
Yes.
You should, but that does not mean ki, okay, I had 5 saris. I don't use this sari much. Let me give it away. But because I gave 1 sari, I have to purchase 2 new now. Then that is of no use.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You're giving out one thing, and because you gave away, you want something more. Then that is not your. That is more and more attachment only. What you're giving old, torn away things, and you're collecting new good things. So
Yes.
again, that is against the ethics, what you're doing, right?
Is to reduce the burden, no, Mataji?
You should reduce your burdens. Yeah. Slowly give away all your attachments. And see, when somebody dies, very near and dear one dies in our family, for 1 year, at least in our family, that is the tradition, that that person who are very close to that particular thing, they give away what they like the most. Suppose I like bananas, suppose, and somebody very close to me has passed away. So for 1 entire year, I will promise that I will not eat bananas. What I am doing, giving away what I like. That is the most difficult part to do. Giving away what I don't like is very easy. Right? If I don't like Karela and I say I will not eat Karela anymore. That is what? It's very easy, no, because anyhow I don't like, I'm giving it out. I'm not eating now. But what I like, to give it out is very difficult. So in our life also, if we can give away what is most attached to us, that is if you can give it away, that means you are on the path of detachment. Until then, you cannot say that I am detached with everything. Yeah. So you should be able to give away the things which you like the most. That also you should be able to give away. Okay. Yeah. One last shloka we'll take it today.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In our spiritual journey, less luggage, more comfort, I think.
Yes, less luggage, more comfort. But you have to comfort. Yeah, that is also one point which you can consider. Less luggage, more comfort. Less comfort, more spiritual advance.
Okay.
If you are always in your comfort zone, what will happen? You will not be able to progress. Yeah, so that is also one point. Okay. 68, please. We'll read out 3. We'll stop at 270. Please read it fast. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ek din Narad kahe, Sunaha parvate, Amara ek shishya ache, Chada dekhite. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. One day while speaking to his friend, Parvata Muni, Narada Muni requested him to go with him to see his disciple, the hunter.
Now, after so many days have passed since his meeting with Mrugari, and after many days, now Narada Muni remembers Mrugari once again, what he is doing. So he asked his friend Parvat Muni, please come on. Let us go and see how is Mrugari now. Has he given up his bad association? Has he given up his bad karma? What he is doing now? Let us go and see. Yes, 269, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mata. Tabe dui rishi aila sei vyadha sthane dura haite vyadha paila gurura darshane. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. As the saintly sages approached the hunter's place, the hunter could see them from a distance. Thank you, Mataji.
He saw them from a distance. Okay, yes. Uma Mataji, 270.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी आस्ते वेस्ते धाया आसी पता नहीं पाया पतेरा पिपीलिका इति उति धारे पाया. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. With great alacrity, the hunter began to run towards his spiritual master, but he could not fall down and offer obeisances because ants were running hither and thither around his feet. Hare Krishna.
The person who was killing the animals and leaving them half dead, and he was finding pleasure in that. The animals were suffering, tadap rahe, and this person is finding pleasure, joy. Oh, see how he's suffering. That person has changed so much. Now he wants to go down. He wants to offer his dandavats to his spiritual master, but he cannot because there are so many ants who are running around, and he thinks that if I now fall on the ground, what will happen? These ants will die because of me. So now he's so much careful. So this is the power of association. This is the power of accepting the guru. What happens? So much changes has come into this Mrugari. Okay, one more last, 271, and then we'll stop. Now Kishori Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम. दंडवत स्थाने पिपीली करे देखिया वस्त्रे स्थान जाड़ी पदे दंडवत हाना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Seeing the ants, the hunter whisked them away with a piece of cloth. After thus clearing the ants from the ground, he fell down flat to offer his obeisances. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The word danda means road and vata means like. The offer obeisances to the spiritual master, one must fall flat exactly as a road falls on the ground. This is the meaning of the word dandavat. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Okay,
you.
so now the same Mrugari, now he wants to just push these ants away. So he's just, with his cloth, he's just giving them air. He's just pushing them away. And then he fell on the ground. Then he offered his dandavats. Prabhupada is saying, what is the meaning of dandavat? You should not, some people, they'll like, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This is not the way of offering a dandavat or offering your obeisances to somebody. Yeah, you have to be very humble, bow down as much as possible. If there is not much space to completely offer dandavat, at least offer panchanga pranam. If that much place is also not there, at least you can bend from your back. Yeah, completely bend down and offer your obeisances. That shows your humility. That shows your humbleness. Okay, so we'll stop here at 271. We'll continue in the next session. Any questions? Any suggestions? Anywhere, if you want to add something to whatever we have discussed, or some of your experiences, please come forward to share. Please feel free to share.
Mataji, may I say something?
Yes, Mataji, sure. Like, can
Sorry,
you please
Mataji.
put on your video? Let everybody. Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. I was talking about my teacher, Ranga Devi Dasi Mataji. She took like these brahmachari things around 20-year-old when she was like 20-year-old, but she dedicated her whole life to the Krishna consciousness, and she is preparing all the black children here in townships, and they are making like dramas in a theater about Ramayana or on a Janmashtami or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthday appearance date. So I learned from them. That's why I was talking about her. Like the devotee, women devotee are staying in a temple, but they are totally dedicated to Krishna consciousness. Not only for cooking, but they are going in a villages around here, and they are preaching them black people, and they are they are talking about the Supreme Lord. to the black children and their parents also. So a lot of black people are now following the Krishna conscious way. If you see South Africa, so you can see there that a lot of black people are, but like sometimes I feel like they are better than us and they know more than us. I
Because
feel
you
like
know
that.
why we feel like that? Because you know there is one example of a slate. Slate, you know, we write with a chalk on a slate.
Yes, yes.
We Indians, our slate is already scribbled so much. And there are so many demigods names, so many types of karma kanda, so many types of types of worships, and we already that is everything is there in our from so many yugas that has been embossed in our mind. So to
Yes,
clean that
Mataji.
slate and write Hare Krishna on that slate is very difficult.
Yes,
It takes
Mataji.
time. It takes time and a lot of efforts also. But these
Yes.
American people, those who are not exposed to the thing, their slate is completely blank. So it is very easy to write Hare Krishna. So they accept it very nicely. They follow them very strictly. They follow the process
Yes.
also very strictly, and they completely surrender very swiftly, very easily.
Yes,
Not
Mataji.
easily. It's not easy to convince them, but when they surrender, their surrendering mood is very more. I have seen that it is more seriously they are surrendering because
They are very dedicated. No, Mataji, they are very
they become more
dedicated.
dedicated. Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
But it
Because
is very nice. Mataji is also doing that. Whether Mataji or Prabhuji, whenever you are saying that I am dependent on a temple, you should not become a burden to the temple. You should be contributing to the temple, then that is okay.
Yes,
Okay,
Mataji.
just I want to leave the house and stay somewhere. So chalo, yahan nahi to wahan rahenge. That should not be the attitude. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. And I have another experience also. I'm painting with my teacher. He also accepted Krishna consciousness a few years back in Grahamstown. He's a white guy from US, but the way he is knowing about Bhagavad Gita, the way he's talking about it, he knows like I don't know what to say. Like I feel like I'm very happy and proud like that. Somebody talking about Bhagavad Gita or something here. Like because I'm very far from temple, so I'm just talking with people like this. So that's why I'm sharing my experience, Mataji.
Yeah, thank
Hare
you for
Krishna.
sharing, Mataji. We should all come up with our experiences. This will help for grooming all the others also. See, for our upliftment also, these things are very important. So we should always keep on doing some or the other devotional activity. As sadhana is important, service is also important. Both the things should go hand in hand. Yeah, along with our personal sadhana, we should do service also. We should teach others. We should learn. We should teach others. That should be the thing. Yeah, and it's so nice that the even non-Indian people see this Indian non-Indian Prabhupada says no, I am American, I am African, I am Indian. This is all not correct. I am servant of Krishna. Everybody is servant of Krishna. So whether you are born and brought up in India or outside does not matter. What is that? You are accepting Krishna consciousness and you are dedicating yourself to Krishna consciousness. You are surrendering onto Guru and to Krishna. That is more important. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Anybody else wants to share something more?
Mataji, I'm concentrating on this
Mataji,
ordinary
please
people.
put your video on. We would like to see.
No, it's a little defective, Mataji. I have to get it done.
Okay.
Maybe in a day or two. That's why I tried a lot. It cannot.
No problem. Yes, Mataji, tell me.
So, Mataji, mostly, even when we're in Dubai, so many people by doing the Damodar Aarti, we brought a group of children, like a group of ladies, to join Krishna consciousness. It took a lot of effort. Few years, 5-6 years. Every time convincing them, dragging them literally with the hand. I have brought them to Krishna consciousness. Now they have become good devotees. And some of them have taken a shelter of Jayapataka Swami Maharaj also.
Hari.
And then over here also, Mataji, my neighbors, whole time I'm preaching to them, down, go for walks, tell them. One or two I have introduced them to ICF also. Even the maids, whoever come to my house, sometimes temporary, because generally people don't pay attention. I give them also Japamala or the counter and I tell them, come to come, 1 round, do it. Even the vegetable lady also, I give a Bhagavad Gita. I keep telling her, I follow up. I tell her, read. It's very important.
Yes.
Don't waste your life. Have some knowledge.
Yeah.
I do whatever possible.
You should have your sukruti also to accept what somebody is saying. Some people, you see, they accept it very easily. Unko bolo aisa karna hai, next day they will start doing it.
Yes, Mataji. I keep following up.
2-3 months they start doing 16 rounds also.
Yeah.
I follow some people, it take years. You tell them, please, they will not take it because that time has not come for them to accept and do it.
Yes, Mata, those people don't take it easy.
I gave it to one doctor also, my doctor also now. He is reading it, he is explaining his daughter. I keep following up with him. Whenever I visit, I asked him, are you reading the Bhagavad Gita? Don't keep it in a bookshelf. It is for reading we have given. We are trying a level best, Mataji, because we also feel that others also should get Krishna. You feel sad when you see they have no knowledge. You really feel within the heart, you feel sad for them. So we try to
when
help.
we do our youth preaching, no, Mataji, there are so many girls, the girls come first in Krishna consciousness, or boys also, even in fact. And then they bring their parents to Krishna. That is also it's a wonder. Small children, they start doing it, and then their parents, seeing their children doing it, they start doing it.
Yes.
Chanting is there, reading is there, attending sessions is there, visiting temples is there.
Best is to teach the children. Then gradually the parents also get a
both. We should try do all the endeavors to all type of people.
Yes,
so whoever has that time or that sukruti, they will get it.
Yeah, they said no time will. I said time will. Zindagi aise kat jayegi. Time will never come. Find the time. Find the time.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing. Anybody else do you have any suggestions for our sessions? Please request our team members, our group members to come and attend the sessions, please. Because what we are doing here, I'm not talking about myself, but all the speakers who are coming, they're putting a lot of efforts, preparing themselves, they're reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita before coming to the session.
Yes, Mataji, it's not easy. You're on mute, Mataji. I can't hear you.
No, I'm not mute.
Okay, now you're okay.
Now it's okay.
Yeah. So, efforts taken by the speakers also, we should consider that. I'm speaking this because I'm with you all from the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita sessions. So I feel that I can speak it out to you. That is why I'm telling. Please encourage all the other members of our CC group. Even bring more people to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, the most melodious part of our scriptures. Bring them, ask them to join, ask them to connect, ask them to read, ask them to hear. If they cannot put on the cameras, at least they can hear what we are reading. That is also sufficient, but they should come and join the session. Please do not disappoint the speakers also. They are also giving a lot of time and efforts for the sessions. We only know how difficult it is to bring the speakers every day, every week, every day. We have to arrange for the speakers.
Yes, Mataji, we understand. Yeah, it's not easy.
Times.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort.
If the response is good from the other side, we also feel very blissful to give out the sessions. Yeah.
Mataji,
request most of you who are not putting their cameras on, even if you are not in a Vaishnava attire, please put on your cameras. When we see your expressions, if I'm speaking something and you respond from there, yes, I understood. Oh, there is one doubt. Mataji, can I have some expression which comes from the other side? We can connect with you people.
That's true, Mataji.
Yeah, please keep your cameras on for the entire sessions. That will make the sessions more interactive and more enthusiastic.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I'm there or not there, please do it.
Our problem is network problem, Mataji.
No, that is a genuine problem. If somebody has a network problem, that is okay. But otherwise, because we are online, we are joining the sessions. So what is the point?
If you switch on camera, the sound will go off. So we have that problem. So we have limited network. So in that only we should listen to we should attend the classes. That's the problem we have.
No, I'm saying that whenever possible, please do not neglect this point. Sure. Put your cameras on. Even if you're working in the kitchen or somewhere, keep the camera somewhere. But we should see that, yes, you are there. So it becomes more easy for us to interact. Okay, thank you so much. I'll not
Thank
take
you,
much of your
Mataji.
time. I've already taken
Thank
10,
you,
15
Mataji.
minutes.
Hare Krishna. Manjakalpata
Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Chaitamrita ki jai, ki jai. All the devotees who are attending the all sessions, thank you so
Sita
much.
Rani Mataji ki
Thank
jai.
you,
No,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji, for teaching us.
Thank you,
You have given us so much knowledge.
No, Mataji. I'm
Thank you,
just a
Mataji. Hare
small,
Krishna.
insignificant person,
Hare
just a
Krishna.
communication bridge. That's it. You all are
Mataji.
taking efforts to read it. Hare Krishna. We'll meet
Thank you,
soon.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Pranam.